So what we're doing here is we're just looking at the last flight with the Tailsitter, and what we have here is we have the marked timeline showing the different flight modes. So this is setting up, this is our initial Q hover, then Q loiter, um, altitude being gained, saying all intents and purposes the aircraft floating away from us, out of control. This is our transition to fly-by-wire A, recovery when it went sort of out of line of sight, and this is bringing it back. And then we had another transition back to Q loiter, an attempt for Q loiter, and then we left it in fly-by-wire A to then land the aircraft. So what is interesting when we look at this, and we look at, if we look at the elevons, so the servo outputs on those, so there's the left and there's the right. So if we look at this, you'll see that in Q hover we have a reasonable range of deflection being applied here, but when it comes to putting it in Q loiter, you'll see that it becomes extreme. And you see the extremeness of this here. And when you see in fly-by-wire A, so this is level flight, largely this is quite constant. Just there's not much change going on here. This is just micro adjustments in flight. And then when we try and transition to Q loiter again, you see the elevons become extreme, and I think this is also hitting the limits. So if can I do that? Yeah. So if we look at the limits there, with 1900 PWM value there. Now I know that can go to 2000, but even 1900 is pretty extreme. And on the other end of the spectrum, we 1100. You can't see that there. If I just hover that there, you'll see at the same time we've got 1900 on the other one and 1100 on the other. So this to me is quite clearly showing that the control surfaces are running out of authority. So what I'm going to do without making any major changes to the airframe is I am actually going to just change the position of the servo linkage to give slightly more travel, and that will be the next test. See if we can give it a little bit more authority. So there you go. That's my analysis for the moment. That seems to be what we're seeing. If we look at the other thing that I possibly was concerned about, if I take those off and we put the left and right throttle PWM signals on, where are we? 1800. So we're quite high there, but overall it's not sat at 100%. So I don't think the throttle is an issue. It's within range. So I think at the moment we'll just concentrate on the PWM signals and try and get some more deflection on the ailerons, and we'll go over there.